Teal and Jeremy West, live from the California Mid-State Fair.
Well, only at Mission Square, if you're walking by the tent, do you hear the conversation off the air with Cass, which is by far more entertaining. I wish we had a podcast that we could just air that, but this will have to do. No, we love hanging out with Cass on the air. There have been I got to tell you, because we have the Cork Dorks or the Liquid Lunch program, and to the Crush is very appreciative of all the people that support it, but to get the commercials and get them on the Liquid Lunch, it's a very specific thing, and folks, they ask for that, and we sell it separately. So for you guys to support the Liquid Lunch the way you have, and to support the Cork Dorks the way you have, and support the Crush the way you have, you not only, are so fantastic at what you do on your own, but you support local and really put your money where your mouth is, and it is just such a treasure to have you here, because we really appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys keep us going, man. That's awesome. And
folks like Cass that really do.
We're always happy to hang out with you guys. You guys literally go with under the most fun, show that we ever do. It's always a blast.
Sorry, I'm coughing on one of the crackers. They back it up, though, don't they?
Yeah, they always back it up.
They just back it up. The wine backs it up. The accommodations. Honestly, the hospitality there. You go there.
But
you
I remember
so well.
I remember 9 years ago going out to Cass, and it's not what it was today. It's not where it's at today, but it was still always so much fun, and that energy, and everybody. You walk in, and Steve and Ted, you guys just have this energy and this smile, and Ted used to be a little bit more conservative, and now I feel like since he's been around you over the past 9 years. Steve.
I was like, Ted, conservative. No.
Steve, I'm sorry. And then I don't know. I'm excited, and I'm just trying to think back. Adam and I made a wine there. You guys invited us out, and I think Lewid was the winemaker before Sterling.
Yes.
We really thought we had something pretty good, man. This was a wine club party. Everybody comes. They do a blend with their different reds, and we really. I think we placed last.
I don't think we voted on our own.
We didn't. It was all brown bagged. We didn't know. And
that's so funny. And that blending party's fun. You guys are always doing these little fun kind of things. When my dad was out here.
Yeah, we just did that 2 weeks ago.
I was making a body scrub from Life Elements with my 75-year-old dad. And it was just right before Daddy Newsom kind of opened up the gates on June 15th. So I was at your place wondering what it's like. You guys had it all dialed in, safe and everything, but man, you guys were popping.
Yeah.
People want to hang. I know it was after that, right, Brian, where you kind of extended some of that patio area?
Yeah, so we just recently in the last...
I don't think you're on. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we just recently in the last week or so expanded our Cass Winery tasting room, the lower building's patio, by maybe, 500-600 square feet or something.
Cool.
So we can fit an additional 8 tables in. We got some landscaping put in there. We're going to put a big shade cloth up there. So just expanding the area near the tasting room where people can hang out and have lunch.
Yeah, the difference from when you guys were out there, making your wine 9 years ago to where we'd have a handful of people every day, because like you said, we're kind of a little ways out there to every day, at least a few hundred. It has
incredible.
been.
Yeah. What you've done, you've created something. It's, it's like, and I hate to compare you to Disneyland, but they do things so well. Yep. Obviously, they realize once you get there, you need to have everything. Well, you guys have really done that because it's a little bit of a drive.
That's our
but it's not that far. It's just saying you get out there and everybody's like, wow, look what we have.
But you always fed the beast. You've been doing food for a long time. You've had a cafe out there, so someone could go there, and you could have a long day, a long tasting lunch, and you've always kind of fed that beast, and it's like, if you build it, they will come, and you keep building it, they keep coming.
Well, I remember I put that commercial kitchen in the original winery building for wine dinners.
Yeah.
Well, when Steve and Alice were visiting you, Brian, back in 2008 in Australia, they came back and they found, God, it was summer there. He goes, the wineries that were busy had food. Well, guess what? That was the start. And we're the first winery to have chefs preparing food on site. And it's really been a wonderful ride. It's really been a wonderful ride. And now, I raise the beef that we serve on my ranch. There's 3 organic gardens on the ranch now, and Charlie and I have planted a big one up at my place, and we're all coordinated what we're growing because, guys, truly we're working on sustainability. Come to the ranch, I say, and let's eat. And when I get the pool done, you'll never have to leave.
Amen. You're totally right with the whole Disneyland thing. So it's like once you're there, there's no reason to leave in a certain way. Because
we're creating a little resort.
Even if you're a local, you don't have to be staying overnight to not leave all day, because you could start the morning with a e-bike ride throughout the vineyard, do your wine tasting and have lunch. And then, finish the afternoon off with one of our activities that we do.
Do the sunset ride.
We have a bunch of classes. I call it
horseback
following
riding.
The curves to Cass.
Yeah.
So you get off on Spring, you head out on Niblick, and just stay on it and just follow the curves to Cass. It'll finally take you there. So when people actually get there, we consider it an honor and privilege that they took all those curves and they went the distance and they came out to us. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of them.
Have you ever thought that you'd have to change the name? Like, are you going to call yourself Cass Vineyard and Spa? Cass Vineyard and Resort?
It turned out his way, probably.
Well, you're saying on B&B, you should definitely not leave all day. You just stay at the B&B.
Can I tell you the story about why Cass got named Cass?
Go ahead.
We're sitting in South Africa, and Steve says we were drinking Syrah. No, we were ripped. And I go, partner, let's open a winery. And it was like a high five. And he goes, what do you want to call it? And I go, let's call it Cass Paso Robles. And he said, don't you want your name on the label? I go, no, I'm the quiet one.
There is something to that.
That happened that way.
So, I mean, I'm glad you got what I was saying, because literally you guys have everything once you come in the gates. And, you don't have gates, but, I mean, once you get out there. Let's talk about the Geneseo Inn, because I don't think we've talked about that too much today. But before we do that, can you just hit us on this wine that we just got into? This is a great wine that they're doing. This is something that you can pick up in the store, right?
Yeah, so this is our kind of retail label. It still says Cass on it, but you'll find it here locally at 15C right here carries it. Bunch of restaurants around here in Paso, Albertsons, and then across the country too. Selective states where we have a lot of club membership is where we kind of sell our secondary label. But what's cool about this, so this is the Mr. Blanc, we named it that because it's primarily Marsanne, then Roussanne, just a splash of Viognier for the nose. Really brings up the aromatics. And what's really cool, this is probably one of my favorite whites. So stainless steel, kind of like I said, that really long fermentation. But it's a blend of those three. And like I said, selling Marsanne necessarily by itself out in the market, people they look at it, they say, I don't know what Marsanne is. Like, I'm not gonna even try it. But then they see, just Mr. Blanc, it's a white blend. They pick it up, drink it.
Fun name.
Not necessarily knowing, well, this is primarily Marsanne. And I just love it. It's that kind of middle ground between, it's got fruitiness but totally dry, that viscosity, a little character, pairs well with tons of foods. Last year at the Central Coast Wine Competition, part of the reason we won again was this was the best overall white. Retails at $18-19 a bottle.
Under $20.
Yeah.
That's amazing. White. That high five.
I just got a text
gentlemen.
I got a text from Chris Serrano. He says, "Curves to Cass, master marketer."
That's Mr. Communications, PRWCA right there.
Yes.
Pretty great. So this is a great wine. Like you said, I was just waiting to say it was under $20. I mean, this is fantastic, and this is what we just drank. This is the Marsanne Roussanne.
So we tried the single varietals. Now we're kind of trying the stainless blend of it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Geneseo Inn a little bit. I mean, we brought it up. There's 8 of them. These are containers. How does it work? How do we get in there? Do we have to be a wine club member?
No, absolutely
or is it open
not.
to the public?
It is open to the public. That's beautiful. What I kind of giggle about is that when these beautiful humans were planning this 6 years in the making for Geneseo Inn, they kind of envisioned like, this is going to be like inhabited by all of our wine club members, and they're going to come and they're going to stay and they're going to do dinners and they're going to hang out. Absolutely, for sure. They're vying for those spots, and they get their wine club discounts. So they're like, mwah, that's gorgeous. However, like 95% of the people that stay with us are like have never even experienced Cass, and a large percentage have never experienced Paso. So I'm meeting people from Marin County, from San Diego, who have stayed in Pismo. They've visited Hearst, but they have never stopped in Paso. And I'm like, for Pete's sake, what are you talking about?
What a completely different experience.
Yeah.
And I bet you have a nice bottle waiting for them.
Oh, yes, my friend.
Then they get
cheese
hooked.
and charcuterie and air conditioning.
But consider the significance of an ambassador role like that. I mean, you're really huge. Introducing people to Paso.
Yeah, and we've been written up in China and Japan and Australia and South Africa and the UK. I mean, like, everywhere, which is amazing, and it's a beautiful thing because we're literally spreading the message of our beautiful wine country here, because we do see ourselves as a collaborative with everything that's happening here.
Yeah.
We try to provide whatever we can for our guests so that they feel like, hey, you don't have to, like, once you get here, if you don't want to leave, you don't have to leave. We have beautiful room service. Our estate chef does gorgeous knockout job with that. Of course, it's a bed and breakfast. We have
the breakfast is all right.
Oh my gosh,
Charlie
so
just
good.
knocks everything out of the park.
So good, and estate made pastries and bread and eggs Benny.
Well, here's the deal. You got to
ridiculous.
check it out. I mean, go to casswines.com, click on stay. That's it.
There you go, my friend.
Just click
That's
on
exactly
stay,
it.
and then you can dial it in,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
But, I mean, think ahead. Let's not think we're going to do this next weekend. We got to plan ahead. And I guarantee it's going to be
please.
an amazing experience.
Yeah,
we're going to
please.
come back. We're going to have more right around the corner. We are here at the California Mid-State Fair with 15C, and the folks from Cass. Come by and say hi. It's Jeremy and we are the Cork